have to find the kth max and the minimum of an element. Okay, so let's understand question first properly, and then we will discuss different method to solve this. Okay, so the question is very simple. We are given the array. Okay, we have to find the kth smallest or largest element. Okay, what do I mean by smallest element? So if let's say if I sort this array, okay, array would become 3, 4, 7, 10, 15 and 20. So the kth element from the starting would be my kth smallest element, right? Let's say k is 3, so 1, 2, 3. So this is my smallest element. Okay, so to solve this problem, we have three popularly known algorithms or method. First one is sorting. Second one is heap. Okay, using heap. So in heap there are two ways: max heap or min heap. Okay, and third is using map. Okay, so we'll be discuss majorly with sorting, heap, and map. There are other also such as quick select. So we won't be covering quick select in this video or in this question because that is too lengthy. Okay, so we'll cover on some in some other videos. For this video, we will be focusing on this sorting, heap, and map. Okay, so let's quickly start. Let's quickly start with the implementation, okay, of sorting. So in sorting, always remember, okay, if we have to find the smallest element, then we have to sort array in the ascending order. Okay, what do I mean by ascending order? Let's say whatever is the arrangement of element in the array, the smallest element should come at the first, and the largest should come at the end. This is the ascending order. Okay, but in case of descending order, what will happen is the largest element will come at the first, and the smallest element will go at the end. Okay, so let's take a simple example and let's understand. Okay. So we can let's say this is the array 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 1. If I have to sort this array, there are two ways. Okay, I can sort in ascending order and I can sort in descending order. In ascending order, what will happen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. In descending order, what will happen? 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if I sort array in the ascending order, I can easily find what? I can easily find smallest element, kth smallest element. If I sort this into descending order, I can easily find kth largest element. Okay, so we'll do that. To find kth smallest element, we'll go ahead with this. To find kth largest element, we'll go ahead with this. Very simple. Let's go ahead. And the one more thing, which is the time complexity. So time complexity for this method is n log n. Okay, O of n log n. So enough of the theory. Let's work on the implementation part. Okay. So first, we will sort array in the ascending order. Okay. So very simple. We are just using the STL library for that. Okay. Once it is sorted, we have to print kth minimum value. Okay. Element, which is array of k minus 1. Why minus 1? Because array index start from 0. Okay. Fair enough. Once sorting is done in the ascending order, what we have to do is we have to sort the array again in the descending order. So how do we sort? Again, we just write array.begin. Begin because begin is the starting index. And in all the STL function, what we do is we use the function and we pass the range into it. Okay, so range is starting index and the last index. So array begin, array end, and then we have to sort this in the ascending order. So we just have to pass this greater function, and it will do the magic for us. Fair enough. So it's done. Let's print the kth largest element. Kth largest element. So we are done. Again, we have to pass k minus 1 because array index starts from 0. Fair enough. Let's run this code and see how it goes. So let's clear everything up. Again, let's run this. We have to enter value of array, which is, let's say, 6. Let's enter 6 random numbers. Okay, so now the value of k, let's take 2. Okay, fine, 3. So the kth minimum element is 6 and kth largest element is 12. So if you can see, let's sort this array into the normal form. How do we do that? Okay. After sorting, the array will look something like this. 23 and 53. Okay, so kth smallest element in the ascending order, if the element is 3, it would be 6. If I sort this into descending order, So the answer would be 12. So fine. So you can use the same code to sort any element in the array with the help of STL to get maximum and the minimum element. Okay. So first let's understand what is heap. Okay. So that we both are on the same page in terms of how do we achieve heap. Okay. So for example, let's say this is the array 3, 4, 5, 11, 30. Okay. So array with 7 elements. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11, 30. Right. So what heap does is basically when we use so in heap there are two types of heaps. Okay, maximum and minimum, max and min heap. Okay. So in case of max heap, what will happen? So max heap will let's say for a basic understanding, it will append all the element in a such way that the element which is at the top is the maximum element. Okay. For example, if I push 1, so 1 will be at the top. If I push 1 or 2, so it will add 1, 2. If I push 3, so it will add 3, 2, 1. Okay. Similarly, it will keep adding 3, 4. Then it will add 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, so on and so forth. So at the end, in case of max heap, what we will get is nothing but the maximum element or the largest element at the top, followed by second largest, third largest, and so on. Okay. So for this array, the heap, maximum heap would be 1. Similarly, in case of minimum heap, what we do is basically we store the minimum, okay, the least or the smallest value at the top. Okay. So minimum heap value of this array would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11, and 30. Okay. So based on this, what you can understand is with the help of heap, by maximum heap we can get the kth largest element easily. Okay. And using minimum heap we can get kth smallest element. Okay. So we'll be using the same technique to understand. So we have written the code for priority queue. So as you can see, this is helping us to we don't have to do much. We just have to just write priority queue int pq. Pq is a priority queue. So this is the maximum heap. Okay. So after that, I have to push all the elements of array into priority queue. Okay, or my maximum heap. So how will I achieve that? I'll just write pq.push I, where I is the ith element of the array. Fair enough. Now what we have to do is to get the kth largest element. Okay, kth largest element. So let's say if this is the size of heap, and this is the array. If I have to get kth largest, so let's say my k is 3. So if I have to get a third largest, so I will have to pop my first 2 element. Okay. So how will I pop? So I have to pop my priority queue or my heap and to k times. Okay, k times. So then only I'll get the kth. So let's see how we are doing that. So we are defining. We are just reiterating. We are just running this loop k times. Okay. So every time it will get the value of top, and it will pop out that top. Okay. Why it is doing so? So that at the end of the iteration we will get the kth largest element. Okay. This was the code for largest element. Let's see how it will work for smallest element. Okay. So we have to define minimum priority queue or minimum heap. How do we do that? It's very simple. We just write greater element over here, as we see in case of element sorting. So this help us to define the minimum queue, minimum heap. Okay. So everything is same. Again, we'll push whatever we have in the in this queue. Again, we'll so in case of minimum heap, what will happen? The array would look like this, right? 3, 4, 15, and 30. So we can just pop out starting 3 element from this start, and we'll get the kth element. Fair enough. So as you can see, it's working like that. Okay. So let's run this code and understand. Let's first run the code for kth max. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, let's enter 6 elements, 34, 30, 22. What is the value of k? I just want kth maximum. So you can see kth maximum is 5. Okay, so this is it. for max heap. Let's do this for the minimum heap. Okay, I want to find the kth minimum value from the array. How will I? So the third least value would be 22. Okay, so this was the second method to get kth maximum and the minimum element. Let's move on to the third method, which is with the help of map. Okay, so let's understand first how exactly map works. Okay, so we will do that with the help of this example. Okay, so let's say this array is given 1 2 2 3 4 7 9 10 10. So in case of map, what will happen is we will create the table. Okay, so at one side we will have all the element 1 2 3 4 7 9 10, and on the other side we will have all the frequency. Okay, so the frequency of 1 is 1, frequency of 2 is 2, frequency of 3 is 1, 4 is 1, 7 is 1, 9 is 1, frequency of 10 is 2. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so now, so as you can see, this is how map stores value of all the element. Okay, once we have this, what we have to do is, let's say I have to find the kth smallest element in the array. Okay, so kth smallest element is, let's say the answer is 3 in this array. So what I will do is, basically I'll sum these frequencies unless and until I get sum greater than equal to k. Okay, let's do that. So in this array, what will happen, every element will get stored in this. Okay, so when I will iterate over map, what will happen, in case of map, I can access both first element and the second element. Okay, so I'll just keep adding the frequency okay, until and unless I get sum greater than or equal to k. Okay, so at first iteration, when I is 0, what will happen, the frequency of 1 is 1, so sum would become 1. In I equal to 1, what will happen, 2. 2 is basically 2, and the frequency is 2, so sum would become sum plus 1 plus 2, so it will become 3. So if you see, 3 is equal to and greater than, it is satisfying this condition, sum is greater than or equal to 3. So that means we have got our answer. So we just have to print 2, because 2 is the kth minimum element. Okay, very simple. Let's implement this with the code and let's see how it goes. Okay, so as you can see, we have written down the code for map. Let's understand the code line by line. Okay, what we are doing and why we are doing. So map is nothing but, it basically stores value in the form of table. So this int is for storing element. Okay, and this int is for storing frequency. Okay, so we have initialized the map, and then we will iterate over array and we'll add all the element in the map. Okay, so what do I mean by mi plus plus? Okay, so if let's say if my array 1 1 2 2 3 3, so at first iteration, what will happen, it will just insert 1 and it will write down frequency 1. But once I is at index 1, then what will happen, it already has 1, right? So it will just increment the frequency 2. Same for this 2, it will just enter inside the table. This 2, it will just increment the frequency and make it 2. So for 3, again it will enter inside the table and it will just write 1. For the last one, it will update the frequency. So this is helping us to achieve this. Very simple. Let's go ahead. Once this is achieved, then whatever we discussed with respect to code is sum is equal to 0. Then we will again iterate over map. So map stores element in the form of values in the form of element and the frequency. So I dot second is helping us to get the frequency from here, and I dot first is helping us to get the element value. Okay, fine, fair enough. Let's execute this code and let's see how it works. So kth minimum is 3. So you can also see 0 1 2 3. Okay, fair enough. Okay, fine. So this is how it works. That's it for this video. If you like our video, you can subscribe us, comment down below if you have any questions, and like our videos. Okay.